Welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. Brought to you by Friend Entertainment USA, producing the best concerts for charities and corporations for over 30 years. And CBMS Consulting Services, control your business before it controls you. In association with Area 22 Productions, your multimedia streaming network. Now, here is Darren and the Music Man.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and Norman, the Music Man. What's up, big guy?
Hey, how
say
are you?
Say hello to Darren. Say hello to the world. You're Darren.
Hello,
so
world.
Hello
I'm
to you.
Darren.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the Music Man next to me. I'm doing good. I had a good week. How about you?
Busy week. Since last Wednesday, been kind of busy. We did a lot of traveling over the weekend, as you know.
Right, and I did some traveling too. I just want to say, you know, those shows that you do are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you had a good time.
I was visiting
hot, right?
some friends up in Pennsylvania, and I got to go to your Wilkes-Barre show, and with the New York Bee Gees. Fantastic show.
They killed.
Really was a fantastic show. And thank you very much for inviting me.
No, it's our pleasure. It's nice. It was nice to meet your girlfriend and your friends.
Yeah.
And nice to find out about Thorpe, PA.
That's it. Jim Thorpe, yeah.
Yeah. Tell everybody what you found out.
Well, I found out Jim Thorpe, PA, that Jim Thorpe never lived there, nor did he set a foot in that area while he was alive. So it's just look it up in Wikipedia.
Tell the rest of the story.
Well, the thing is that after he died, his wife was destitute. She was looking for money. The town was looking for a way to create tourism, and they actually purchased his body and his name from his family in order to rename the town Jim Thorpe, PA, and create tourism. It's amazing, right? What people will do for money.
That's good. And you know, you brought up the shows. Friday night we were in Glenside, Pennsylvania.
I heard, yeah.
With Donna Summer and the Bee Gees. And again, another great, she's stunning. She owns the stage, the disco music and whatever. People were all over the place. If you go to our website, Friend Entertainment USA, you'll see the pictures, you know, from the show. But that's good. But we didn't come here to discuss all of that.
We came here to
discuss
talk about
Steve
other things.
Capenza.
Well, you know what?
Hey,
but here's the thing. One thing that we always open the show with is the weather. Today it is raining.
It's pouring. It's
musty.
Nasty. It sucks out there.
It really sucks out there. This is the first week that it hasn't
I told
been
you
nice.
it's going to be every Wednesday now.
I hope not every Wednesday, but with this type of weather, you know, this is the type of scenario where it gets musty in your house, your pet odors
and your
things like
come up.
Your allergies kick up and things like that. And our guest tonight,
as we segue
into it, is a guy that actually can help us with those things
and take care of those
without
problems.
us having to take medication. Let's welcome Steve K from
Enviro
Health System.
What's up? Let me also say that Steve has been on the show before. Actually, he was on just 4 months ago.
Yeah.
All right, with the sensational products that he has. I mean, they really, really work. And he has a very, very unique way of purchasing these systems, which really make him stand apart. But we're going to let you get to that and tell us your story. How did you get started in this, or how did you start in your business career?
Well, you know what? I was in retail for 30 years in management, and you know what? I said, unfortunately, my company went bankrupt, so I had to find something else to do. So I said, let me start an environmental company, because reading the papers, and it's a big issue out there. Indoor air quality, our water on Long Island is terrible. It's
Was anybody in your family sick?
No.
Did they suffer from allergies?
You know what?
Or have
Actually,
anything?
I'm blessed that nobody had asthma, or, you know, believe it or not, 1 out of 3 children do.
You're sitting there going, what am I going to do next, right? And how did you get to, I'm sure you looked at other things besides air and water filtration before you actually got there. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe that was something that always was in the back of your mind.
Yeah, when you were a kid and you were playing basketball, because you're a pretty tall guy, did you think one day I'm going to be in the air filtration system?
No, not at all.
That didn't strike you?
Not at all.
So what led you to this? I mean, did you look at other opportunities for yourself?
I did, but you know, this is something, I said, you know what, I could be a solution to a problem with these products that I distributed. And hopefully you can help somebody. Just help somebody out that has, you know, multitude of, you know, asthma, allergies, the pet odors, the smoke odors, It's an amazing product. Office, anybody that has an office, your home, an RV, it's got multiple applications.
See, I'm cheating a little bit because I know your story because you've been here before. And I've seen your product and I've seen you demonstrate it. And I know people that have bought it. Quite a number of people have, you know, after you made your presentation, had come in and actually put you into a dilemma for a while because you were short product. Everybody should have that problem, that they sell out of whatever it is that they have. You know, it's great. And I've listened, I've seen it, I've witnessed it, and people, you have great recommendations.
Well, the great thing is you try it before you buy it. I tell anybody, don't buy it sight unseen. Try it.
So basically what you're saying is, you know, if I come to you and I say I want to try some of your products, you'll let me,
sure.
Free trial, so to speak, for how long does that typically?
Like 4 days, 3 to 4 days.
3 to 4 days, give it a shot, see how it goes.
It works so fast.
You'll notice a difference in your home within a day or your office within a day.
Yeah, because I wasn't here the last time. And, you know, you and I have known each other now for a few months, right? We're in different networking groups together. But I've never seen your products demonstrated. Okay, I've heard you talk about them and things like that, and I think that's a great thing. But, you know, getting back to, and you know, I'm going to go back and forth here on you a little bit, but let's talk a little bit about the water, all right, and the water filtrations. Because one of the things, you know, I have a refrigerator where I have the water that comes out the door, I have the ice that comes out the door, and I got these charcoal filter things that I got to switch out when the light changes color. You know, it's one of those things where
Computerized.
It's computerized, right? So light changes cover, and I got to go in, and I got to take this big filter out, and I got to put this filter in, and you know, make sure my water's clean. You know, I remember as a kid, we didn't have these problems when I was a kid. Everybody had well water.
We drank anything.
Well, we drank anything. We drank out of the hose. You know,
we drank out of the hose. We drank out of the hose.
You know,
the hose was good.
We did all of those things. You can't do that today. Talk to me about the things or the reasons why we can't do that.
All right, well, the problem is Long Island, basically, we have cesspools. All our groundwater goes, all those pollutants go into the ground. And being that Long Island is getting more and more populated, the aquifers are getting more and more polluted. You know, without sewers, sewer would be a tremendous asset for everyone, and probably put me almost out of business. But with the water is a problem. And, you know, I have Newsday articles, you know, various Newsday articles. It's been on the front page of Newsday.
Can we get a picture of that?
More than once.
Okay, so the Newsday that you're showing, right? We're talking about Bethpage.
That was from Grumman,
right?
Whatever.
Right, the seepage from the Bethpage site in Grumman, and that's fairly recent too, right? That's
this was December of 17.
Yeah,
this was. I mean, it's 6 months ago.
I remember that because now they're going after Grumman because they want them to clean up the area because of all the fuel that was spilled, and all the other things that they were doing at that plant just contaminated the whole area. And that's a common problem throughout Long Island, right? With all the different manufacturing that was going on here in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s.
Just runoff from cars, oils, all these things are just going into the groundwater.
Right.
You know, in real estate, if you find a spot that you would like to open a restaurant, and coincidentally it happened to have been a gas station. Now, having a gas station and gas tanks, there's a little bit of leakage.
Yeah, sure.
And stuff goes into the ground. There was a time where you could not, no matter what you did, you could not open up a restaurant on those plots of land.
No.
But they changed the rules and the legalities. You still have to dig down, clean it all out. But you know, and I'm sure you know too, you can't get it all out. No matter what you do, that stuff is still going to be in the ground. And a restaurant's opening, and it's running water, and there you go.
Each time it rains, it seeps deeper and deeper, and you would have to dig almost 100 feet, almost.
To China.
Yeah, basically.
Dig to China.
To clean it all up.
China, yeah, we used to China. Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah.
That we had China.
Yeah, but that's what you almost have to do to clean it all up. Yeah.
Now, okay, and with all of that, right? So you have different products to help address those things, right, with the water. Now, you see like these Brita filters and you see things like that. Do your filters actually hook into the water systems within the house, or is it something that you put at the end of the...
Well, you know what? Whatever people want to do. I have a whole house system.
Okay.
I have one that goes above on your counter. It's called an aquadome. Or you can put one underneath your sink. Whatever people want to do.
No, this is the air.
That's the air.
These are air.
Yeah.
Okay, so how big are those other units?
The water ones could be this about yay big and this high for above the sink.
And is it for a certain number of gallons?
Yeah, this filter, this is actually the filter. It's a carbon block filter. It's a densely packed carbon.
Okay.
So this actually will clean 98.5% of most impurities. I can't say 100% because that's wrong, but I could say at least 98.
You see those things all the time. But how do you know
That they really work.
That they really work?
Well, you know what? Listen, you could taste the water difference. I can come to your home and test you for chlorine, and I can test before.
Is that the
and
way
after.
you're testing it for things like chlorine and things like that? Because you know what, you could say, well, you can taste the difference in the water. Yeah, I could put a flavoring in there to make the water taste differently.
You're sneaky.
I know sneaky people, so you know.
You learned well.
But yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like, you see all these claims about how it's gonna 98% of all the things come out. Like Brita does that. You watch the Brita commercials, right? And they show you their filter system compared to other brands, and
then you got the ones that hook to the faucet.
Right, and you got the ones that will hook to the faucet and things like that. So you got all of that comparison, but so there has been tests done with this particular filter.
It's been NSF certified.
Okay, what does that mean? NSF?
That's an independent. It's like UL Labs.
Okay,
It's a testing
independent
Underwriter
testing
Labs,
laboratory.
right?
It's along those lines.
NSF,
So
okay.
The company I distribute is Multipure. It's called Multipure, and whatever Multipure says that it's going to take out, it's backed by NSF standards.
Is there any guarantees on any of this?
Yeah. The housing's
That your
guaranteed
teeth
for a
won't
year.
rot and fall out or
I
anything?
can't guarantee with that. Well, mine, just brush your teeth.
Listen, you could be doing other things with your mouth that make your teeth fall out. Well, it says,
And it's more economical. It's $70, and this will filter 750 gallons. With a Brita filter, they're usually $24, and you can only get maybe a month out of them too.
All right,
it's
so
more economical.
How
to use
750 gallons sounds like a lot, right? How long does 750 gallons?
Usually,
Does it take a household to use?
about a year. Let's
A
say
year.
every year
That's
you should replace this once a year.
So
Oh, I see.
So you're telling me that filter, if I put it onto my water supply, and I'm not talking about the water supply for the whole house, I'm just talking about the water supply
your
for where
sink,
we're
sure.
drinking, right?
Yeah,
The drinking water, that would last me a whole year. I would only
A
have
whole
to
year.
buy 1 year.
Once a year. And it works
So
out to
then I
be-
don't have to buy bottled water anymore, none of that stuff.
No, it's 9 cents a gallon. It comes out to 9 cents a gallon by using a Multipure system, where bottled water per gallon could be $2.29 a gallon.
And where did you get the results for this? How did you find that out?
That's just by they
Is that the
calculate-
testing lab
it's a
that
te-
is-
they're
has
doing
proven
simple
that?
math for what say Poland Springs would cost or any other brand would cost. And you know what? Who's to say what's in that water? And they don't test that water. Where's
Right.
it coming from?
Oh, absolutely.
that was-
I never believed that stuff.
And the,
anyway.
that was
the
a big
plastic
controversy.
plastic bottles in themselves are a contaminant with the BPA's and the stuff going into it.
That's a very good point.
That's why you're not supposed to refill those, because
You're not?
no, a
I've been
water
using the
bottle.
same bottle for about 3 years.
You
That's
should.
why you look the way you are.
You shouldn't replace those bottles with more water.
Right.
They're made, and think about it. What are people doing with those bottles? Where are they going? They're being recycled, or
Right.
what are they doing with them? Are they going in the landfill?
There's also one, I forgot, somebody mentioned a week or two, one of the talent that we had on show, right? And it's tested, whatever. How is another type of chemical in these water bottles?
I don't know with that.
I stumped you, huh?
Yeah, you stumped me with
They
that.
say you stumped him. You got
stumped
him.
What I'm saying, most of our water is cleaned by your water authorities by what's chlorine.
Right. It's chlorine, right?
Yeah, well, chlorine is a contaminant.
And
It's
the
poison.
It's the same type of chlorine that we throw in our pools to keep
Well,
it from turning
what-
green,
what-
right?
Hockey pucks.
Well, what's on the container? Is a skull and crossbones. Right?
Exactly.
What does
Yep.
that mean?
Yep.
It's just because it's diluted that they're saying it's okay, but still chlorine dries out your skin. As we all know, if you go into your pool, you come
Well,
out
do you
with
remember,
dry
I
skin.
don't know if your high school or such had a swimming pool, but when
yeah.
we used to go to take our swim class and you walked into the pool area, your eyes would start to tear because the chlorine,
the
was
chlorine
so
was so-
strong.
yeah.
And you went into the water.
Well, that was any public pool that you went to, right? They put in
But
so
that's
much chlorine.
Well, this was an indoor pool.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
the
yeah.
outdoor.
Well,
the
the odor
air-
would dissipate outside.
Well, the
Right.
indoor pools, you walk into the building, you can
Oh, you can
smell
smell
it.
it right off the
Absolutely,
bat,
right
you
off the
smell
top.
Yeah, it was really strong. Okay, so we're digressing a little bit on the water piece, but that's great to know. That filter, that in itself, it's a year of clean drinking water for your household.
For a household of 4, we'll say, right?
Yeah, it's just, I have 5 in my household, so I replace mine
Once a year.
once a year.
Once a year.
You're going to cook with it. You can make. You definitely taste in your coffee. You'll taste the difference. People think I'm using gourmet coffee. No, I'm using Maxwell House. It's just it's filtered. It's filtered water.
Yeah, they're not a sponsor yet.
Oh, okay.
We're working on it. Demo Starbucks.
Okay. But even even diners, where you ever taste their water, it comes from the tap.
Right.
Yeah, some of the
Doesn't-
water is like really.
Okay, so with that said, now these things, you have home systems. Do you also service commercial accounts?
No,
No. So this is really
Not with this product.
not with this.
But you
product.
have another product that you do, which we'll get to a little bit later.
Yeah,
right.
that one we.
Was that a good move?
Yeah, that was a
was
good
good.
Okay.
segue.
Get me on that
You
one,
did-
please.
You did good.
There you go.
You did-
You're good at this.
I know
no?
what's coming.
Yeah.
I know the
Yeah,
script.
There you go. You've been studying. That's good. All right, so let's segue now into the air. Okay? Wasn't that a smooth segue? Right into the air. One of the things that, is a big problem, I see it all over the place, is mold, right? And the contaminants from mold in the air and things like that. People getting sick and, like I have baseboard heat in my house. I know a lot of people have forced air.
I have forced it.
Okay, and forced air can throw a lot of contaminants through the house, right?
Yeah,
Whether you have central air conditioning or you
Well,
have
it's
heat.
basically forced air, or even your air conditioning. It's a closed system, so everything's just rotating around, and then on goes on the filters.
Right.
The big advice I get people is, listen, change your filters.
right.
Just
Often.
often, change them. Your air conditioning every year.
Well,
Your heat more than once.
How often?
I would do the heat maybe a couple of times a year with
Yeah.
air force
Okay.
today. Because remember what Legionnaire's disease was? That was actually from bacteria on
Exactly.
the filters.
All right. So if I have a forced air system, and there's always one room in the house that's always warmer than every other room.
That's
Right.
because of the thermostat.
Right. It just happens
where it's
like that, right?
situated.
And it always seems like that room always has like a musty smell to it. Especially when it gets hot out. Like right now we don't have the air conditioning on. So yesterday it was 81 degrees, and I have this one room, it was my home office, where that's the warmest room on the first floor, and I walked into it and it was like, woof. You could
woof?
just feel it. It went woof.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you, well, the
Not
beauty,
woof, but wolf.
the beauty of this system is it's portable. You could put this, like you have that problem room, put it in there for a while, and it'll take that much smell
So you can put this particular unit
Anyway, it doesn't
in
have
your basement, and it'll clean out the whole house.
clean out your
Well,
basement.
put it in,
Just the basement or the house?
It'll do the whole home. This
does
will
it
do
work like a dehumidifier or?
No. What this does is it uses a small amount of ozone, and then it uses radio frequency ionization, which is basically
Okay, you're
works
getting
like
technical on me.
All right.
now,
The
Steve.
simplest way to put that is right now everything in this room is all positively charged,
Okay.
from the lights to the computers. So you're going to put some negative ions in the air, and it's going to grab the particles like a magnet. They'll get heavy and drop to the ground.
Okay.
That ozone is nature's oxidizer. Think about it. Where does our pollutants go? From
go
your
up,
car
right,
exhaust.
right.
It goes up in the atmosphere, it gets recycled. Otherwise, we would cease to exist. So basically, we duplicate what nature does with this device.
So you're telling me that this device is actually creating ozone?
Small amount of it.
I'm just trying to understand,
Yeah,
right?
sure, yeah.
So it's creating a small amount of ozone. So why don't we just make these machines big and fix the hole? Wouldn't that be an idea? If it's creating ozone, we just, we make the machines big, we fix the hole in the ozone layer. What do you think?
That's too simple. We can't do
It's
that.
too simple, right?
Can't do that.
I
didn't
got you
know
on
there
that
was a
one. There's a hole in the ozone.
There's a hole.
There's a hole in the ozone.
Where is it? What state is the hole in?
I don't know. I think it was where they were testing the.
Maybe in Brentwood.
It could be.
In Brentwood.
It
Probably
could
in
be.
Patchogue someplace.
Patchogue too.
Yeah.
All right. So what you're saying is that this machine. Now I see it's got a small filter on it. How long does that filter last?
You could replace that maybe once every couple of years or so. But
Every couple of years?
Yeah. What you want to do with this, you want to this.
Well, can we turn it around so we can show everybody?
Yeah, I could take it off.
All right, then don't turn it around.
Here, we'll turn it around.
All right, then turn it around.
We'll turn it. We'll turn it.
Do it sideways. Just
It
tease
almost-
everyone.
Right, it almost looks like an amplifier, right? Like a small
Okay.
amplifier.
That filter is basically designed to keep the machine clean.
Mm-hmm.
You want to keep the fan. It's got a fan in there. So if the
Right.
fan, most people, if your fan overheats, it's going to break. It's going to pop.
Right.
That's another thing. Even with your vacuum cleaners, I tell people change your filters. Your vacuum cleaner is going to pop because it got overheated.
Right.
So if this is kept clean, the air has to flow through it. It has nothing to do with keeping the air clean. It keeps the machine clean.
Okay.
So you can vacuum this off every so often and just put it back on.
So okay.
Is
so
it washable or just vacuum?
You just vacuum it.
Just
just
vacuum.
vacuum,
Just
it.
vacuum it.
So you don't have to get it wet. You can
No,
just.
you just
Because if you
vacuum
get
it
it wet, it'll probably embed the stuff in there,
Yeah,
right?
it's basically it's like cardboard, so you don't.
All
want
right.
that.
So how does it work then? If we're just blowing air through it, and it's blowing clean
Well,
air
actually,
through?
it's sending out that ozone.
This heavy?
Right.
Not that heavy. It's about 15 pounds or so. It's going to send that ozone and those ions like 60 feet in each direction of this machine. That's why you should basically get this centrally located in your home.
Right.
I have mine on top of it at my entertainment center. It blends in.
Yeah, it's nice wood. Does it come in different colors?
It comes in different colors, yeah.
So I could put this in one room in my for my first floor, and if the doors are open and everything
Yeah,
else,
the ozone will dissipate.
it'll
through the whole
work
home.
the whole.
It'll dissipate through the whole home.
Now, does it rise like
Yeah,
the
sure.
second floor? And,
Yeah,
and-
sure. I
and
have a
stuff?
split level home, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And how big is in the home? Like 2,400, 2,600 square feet?
They're rated for like 2,500 square feet. So that's
Wow,
more
that's
than
pretty
the,
good.
That's more than the average size home.
Right.
Nice.
You know, if
Okay.
you have a bigger home, of course, then you would need two.
And does it make a lot of noise?
No, it's.
Can we
it's-
put it on?
Yeah, sure. You can put it on.
Yeah. Why don't you demonstrate that for us?
You can put it on. I'm not going to pull my
It's time for a
microphone out.
coffee
Yeah.
break.
Time for a coffee break? Well, they're not a sponsor either, so.
No.
Okay, right now it's on.
No, it's not.
Wait, is it? Come on. I
It's
don't
on.
hear anything.
Can't be on.
It's on.
This thing is making no noise.
Well,
Do you
it's-
guys hear it out there? You don't hear
It's
anything,
got-
right? There's no noise from this, right? It's all good?
Right. It's not blowing anything out. I don't see the ozone coming out.
No, you're not going to see it.
You don't even feel it.
You're not going to see
It's
it.
not shimmying.
So
No.
what you do is you have this in your living room and it just runs all day.
Yeah.
Or do you shut it off at certain times, or how do you?
You know
do
what it
that?
is? Some people don't like the ozone smell. You can shut it off, but you can keep it on low.
There's an ozone smell?
It produces an odor. Like, you know what? After a thunderstorm,
Right.
what do you smell? You get that?
Musty,
yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what that produces, that little odor.
Oh,
You
so
can
But it's
turn it
really
off.
like- it's
cleanliness
almost
that
like-
you're
so-
smelling.
Yeah.
It's clean.
If you're a fan of thunderstorms and the smell after a thunderstorm, this
This
is
is
great.
ideal.
This is ideal for
Do you charge extra for people that like thunderstorms and stuff like that?
No.
Do you think you should?
Well, if you do, you're crazy.
I say I happen to like storms, so
No,
I
not
am
me.
one of those crazy people.
It rained all the way in.
It's
Wow,
like
more rain.
yesterday we had thunderstorms. Okay, we won't go into
Yeah,
that.
we won't
Okay.
go into that.
Leave that alone. So this thing is working now. So the musty, smelly stuff that we smell in here now will be all cleaned up.
Should be.
Is that it? So we're going to
within an
leave this
hour.
thing
Well, I
on.
don't
Yeah,
think
leave
it
it
really smells that bad in here. But.
Actually, to be honest with you, this room isn't really bad. This room isn't bad at all. It's pretty good.
Play along. You know, I'm trying
It's
to
horrible.
give you.
It's horrible
something.
here. Wow, look at this machine. It's
Yeah, it's
making
great.
it
It's nice.
And this is actually the insides of the machine. If I could do a demo with this. I'm going to have to take that plug out.
You can put that thing on down, what you're holding. You can drop it on the floor.
Let me see if I could get this going here. Okay. All right, this is basically going to be, it's going to produce smoke. If we could get the right button.
You're going to do
going
that demo with sucking up the smoke?
here. Yeah. All right,
Okay.
see right now, that chamber's filling up
Can
with
you see
smoke.
that, Steve? Is that good?
That's
Okay.
filling up with smoke.
right?
No, we can't see it,
We
but
can't
we
see
will
that,
see
but
it.
we'll see if we can walk around here a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I see the smoke.
Okay, it's filling up with smoke.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to turn the smoke off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to flip the switch for the ionization part of the machine. And see how that smoke literally swirls?
Oh, there, it's
Right.
really
And it'll
moving.
drop to the
It's
ground.
getting out of town.
It'll go right down.
Wow. So that's how this is working right
Yeah.
now, right?
That's how that's
And
working.
that's how it works in your home.
Yeah. It's going to take, as I said, it's going to take those pollutants.
Wow, look how fast that cleared out.
It just,
right?
boom, goes right down.
Told you,
Because I
this
think
thing
it
was
was
really
There's
great.
no fan in there. That's just the radio frequency ionization of the machine. That's what that's doing.
See, now this one is making a little bit of noise, very little,
Well, it's created the smoke.
but they're both on.
Yeah, but
Well, that's off
that's
now.
doing that's doing one more step than what this is doing.
Oh.
This isn't creating the smoke.
It's doing a
right?
cha-cha.
It's doing a cha-cha on it.
Oh, okay. That's really terrific. You have that alcohol thing? Did you bring that? That alcohol
did I have-
tester thing?
Did
Whatever?
I have a little piece of paper towel? Yeah, if one of you guys wants to smell some ammonia, yeah, I could do that.
You want to smell
Well,
ammonia?
he's-
I've already
he's-
smelled. I'll do it.
he's-
I'll
he's
do it.
big
I'm
into
the
that.
guinea pig.
You'll
so
be the
go ahead.
guinea pig? Okay.
I have a clogged up nose anyway. Let me clear it out.
Now, don't inhale too much because you'll be on the ground. But that is ammonia. Just
I
take a
thought
little whiff.
people think I am
No,
on
no,
the
no.
ground.
You will- just give a whiff. No, don't touch
right.
it. Just give a whiff. That's ammonia, correct?
Woof.
Okay. That's what I said. If you take a bit, you'll be on the ground.
That smells worse than ammonia.
Well, it's
All
ammonia.
right, okay. I'll take your word for it.
All right. Now I'm going to put
So-
this
so
against
now-
the machine.
Right. So what's happening now?
All right, now actually that ozone,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to oxidize the
So it's
ammonia.
going to take the ammonia out right out of it?
It's going to turn it actually into water, basically. It's going to.
So it's going to take the ammonia out of
Right
it?
out
and
of
take all the liquid out of it? and
It's
make
not
it
going to
water?
take the liquid out. It's actually still going to be wet,
Right.
but it's going to take the odor out.
It doesn't dry. It just takes the smell
It's
out.
going
Right.
to take the smell out.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen.
So again, it's the ionization that's sucking it out?
The ionization brings the particles down, and
Right.
the ozone oxidizes it. It takes the smell out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a two-step process with this.
I didn't realize.
Now I
there was
know
almost a-
why you didn't have any product left.
Let's
Because
see.
this is really, really a great machine.
All right, here. Now
All right?
smell that.
Okay, you smell it. Now I've already had it.
Well, you
give
smelled
a
it once, so
smell.
you gotta
see
look
if
at
you
it.
smell anything.
No.
I'm going to wipe my eye with this. If that was ammonia, I'd be through the
Now
door.
put it in your eye. See if it works.
Put it all the way in.
I don't have a
Oh, there we
glass
go.
eye either.
Stuck it in there. All right. That's
That's
cool.
it.
That's
Good
neat.
job.
Yeah.
Good job.
That is really neat.
Now you have, I know, a smaller unit for an office and such, right? One of these.
There was a travel unit, yeah.
Okay.
Say if you go into a hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
It's about yay big, and you plug it in, it'll take the
What about
musty odor.
airplanes? Airplanes, the air is horrible on airplanes. Could
Yeah,
could
but
that-
you can't really put that.
Well, no,
Well-
we can, well,
Well, now they got the airplanes. You actually can plug in your phones and everything else. They got the
you
outlets.
bring
now.
this, and they're going to think you're going to blow up the
Yeah,
plane.
who knows
you know.
what they're
yeah,
gonna think,
you got to
right?
take your socks off, come on.
Yes. I mean, you're not
Now
gonna
you do.
They're not going to believe me. Hey, I got an ozone machine here that's going to make the air cleaner on
Ozone.
the airplane.
Where you talk ozone?
Yeah.
What's ozone? That's really terrific. That's good
That's
stuff.
fantastic. So you have a travel version, right? So when I leave home, I don't have to say, now I got to go, because hotel rooms are horrible. We all know this. We've all traveled, right? And sometimes, well, some of these hotel rooms are really bad.
Well,
that
you know,
go into.
it's not that the hotel room is bad.
It's the
that
area.
what they spray in there.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what it's made from. You know,
Right.
those air fresheners.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you
You know,
go into a
and-
restaurant or a men's
Well,
room. or
you get
something.
that too. You know, it's, and Steve, I don't know if this, how you can answer this or not, but you get these people that, they have the air fresheners, like the plug-ins, right? They put them in their outlets, and they're putting out the fragrance in their rooms and things like that. I mean, how good is that stuff to
Well,
do
you know,
that?
you know what you're doing with those? You're actually just mixing that odor in with the pollutant. So it's
Right.
not doing anything with it. It's just mixing it together. Because that in itself is also, if you read the package, no
Is
good.
this good for a restaurant? Could a restaurant
Yeah,
use
sure.
something like this?
Sure.
So then you could sell this to a restaurant,
Yeah,
to a
sure.
for commercial use.
Sure. Unfortunately, the smoking law sort of hurt me because with smoke, Obviously,
Right.
that would handle,
Right.
you know, if you have
That
a
would be
smoking
fantastic
problem.
for a smoking.
And then you would have to change this back filter a little more often. Like if you're in a cigar room, you would have to, of course, change that because
Right.
it would get more pollutants through that. So
I got you.
Now, you also have, if I remember correctly, something for restaurants, but that can save restaurants. So if you're any restaurant owners out there, this is a very interesting item that Steve's going to tell you about because it's going to help you with your cost savings on your food.
it's called RD Fresh. It actually takes the moisture out of the air. It's something that has to be, it's a monthly service, but if you're going to save yourself 3% off your food costs, it's worth to spend a couple of bucks.
So,
to get
okay,
that.
so RD Fresh will save me 3% of my food costs. How?
It's going to take,
Well, tell them where it goes.
Yeah,
it's
tell
going to
me,
go,
what
it's
is
going to
the
go
product
inside
good at?
your cooler.
Okay.
Where you're keeping your food.
All right.
It's
Your
going to
produce,
take,
your meats and so on.
it's
Instead of
it's going
spoiling,
to
it sucks the moisture
it's going to
out.
take all those ethylenes, the produce produces the gases, the
Right.
meats produce the gas. It's going to take that and it's going to absorb it.
All right.
And it's going to keep cross-contamination from the smell of the cheeses and the meats. It's going to keep your strawberries fresher for another week. Instead of getting maybe 3 deliveries of produce, you can maybe cut yourself down to 2. It's going to keep your compressors of your
You're not gonna spoil it.
refrigeration.
You
You're
don't
not going to
have
basically
spoilage,
have
your
spoilage.
costs
Yeah.
go down.
Yeah, you're not, and it's going to keep your compressors running longer.
So, okay, so a machine this size, right? How big of a, you know,
Well, the RD Fresh is
Well,
something.
yeah. It's not a machine.
It's not a machine.
Okay.
It's got to be placed up in the cooler box and changed out. It's bags. It's
Okay.
got a zeolite mix in it that's going to absorb all that moisture.
So how much maintenance, I guess, for lack of a better term?
Well, as I said, once a month they would have to be changed out.
Okay, so it's not something that they got to go in there every day and change out the
No,
bags.
no.
and
Once a
things
month,
like that.
we have to change out the
So what's the
bags.
cost for something like that?
It depends on the size of the box. It could be 100 a month.
5 by 10, 10 by 10?
It could be 100 a month, 120 a month.
But that's still good. You know, it might sound pricey
Well,
to
you know,
a,
if you
but you think
3%
about
off of a restaurant's food costs.
right?
Well,
so
yeah, one
it's
of the
a lot.
largest costs that a restaurant has is their
That
food
is, yeah.
cost. And
It's
you don't
roughly a
realize
35%
you don't realize
cost.
how much waste there is.
It's tons of waste.
And, you know-
I was in the food business, retail business, and
Right.
I saw it
Oh, that's what you
firsthand.
had, the retail?
Yeah.
So
I
that,
saw food being thrown in compactors every day. It was sinful. It's actually sinful what we
Well, the
throw
thing
out.
is, too, the Department of Health doesn't let you take it and say, okay, we're going to donate it
No,
to
because
somebody now.
because of God forbid somebody gets sick.
Right.
From,
no, you can't donate food anymore
You
from
can't
a restaurant?
donate. You
When
can't
did that
donate
happen?
upfront. That's been a while. Department
Really?
of Health, yep.
Think about after a wedding, how much food gets thrown out.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, for sure.
Tell all your guests to bring Tupperware. Just
Yeah.
bring it home, really, because they're going to throw it out.
That's a good idea.
But this product is it's going to keep your food fresher. It's going to keep your compressors from going on off more often. So you're going
Right.
to save money on electricity, and it's going to prolong the life of the compressor because it's not going on as much as it used
You know,
to.
you gave me an idea, you know, of the leftover food at the wedding. You know, $7.99 a pound. You bring a scale with it. And you want to take some some macaroni and cheese home.
Here's a better
Well,
thing.
you pay for it.
we can even start a business now, right? With, you know, you got the centerpieces and things like that. We make them into like little Tupperware things,
Why don't we do that?
and then everybody
Okay.
can take take some
Okay,
Tupperware.
we're
put your
done
food in
with
it.
the power hour. We're
Right.
going into a new business. We're going to hook up
Look
with
at
Rubbermaid.
Steve. Just you just
You wanna
created
come
a
in?
whole
You
other-
can come in with us.
Inspiration.
It's inspiration.
See how businesses
We got to
get
bring Steve
developed?
in on it because he's the one who thought of it.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely, sure.
So
Maybe we bring Mark in. Mark, want to come in on business with us? Steve, you
That's
too?
it.
The two of you.
Yeah, you
That's
guys-
it.
yeah,
So
that's
now
it.
there's 5 of us.
that's the 5 of us. Now we got a team.
He'll be the collector.
That's it.
We'll go out and sell.
We'll make that happen. Excuse me.
I mean, you can bring Laura in too.
So what other products do you have, Steve? That
Well, I have some environmentally safe cleaners, glass cleaners. They don't have those volatile organic compounds in them, you know, like ammonias. Most cleaners have ammonia in there.
okay? So what you're telling me, it's like an all natural cleaner.
Yeah.
We got a common theme going on in the show.
And that is that everybody.
Look at our
has
last 3 guests. Our last 3 guests.
Product, organic product.
It's all organic products, right? We had organic makeup and protein and health drinks and things like that. We had
Tonight?
the organic carpet cleaning last week. We got
Right.
Steve here with the organic.
Fresh.
Yep.
And
yeah.
next week, I don't know if
Next
he's very
week-
organic,
No,
but he
he's
certainly serves
he's
the purpose.
technology, so
That's
he's
organic.
actually
He uses
he
organic
puts the
technology.
positive energy into the air, and Steve takes out the positive energy by putting the negative energy. in the
Scott's going to be here next week. So we'll
Oh,
tell
okay.
everybody that. So you
Yeah.
know Scott,
Oh,
that's
sure,
why we're
sure.
throwing it out to you.
air. So everything that you have here is considered organic or natural or
It's environmentally safe.
environmentally
Let's- yeah.
safe.
Go ahead.
And
I'm sorry.
I'm going to ask that question because I ask that question of every one of our guests when they say that is, what makes your products environmentally safe? Okay, everybody says everybody says, oh yeah, I'm environmentally safe, but are they really? And does that go back to NSF? You know, being NSF certified?
And these, as I said, we're cleaning the air the way nature cleans the air. How much more natural can you be?
Right. Well, you talked about your
Gotcha.
cleaners and things like that too, right? You said they're
Yeah.
environmentally safe.
Yeah,
and-
strike
They're
back.
using
are they
organic compounds that no ammonia's in there. Try to use Tilex without opening up your window in your bathroom. You're not going to last a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it has sulfites that are naturally, they're organic. You know, nature makes a lot of great stuff.
Speaking
That's
of
used.
organic,
Oil-based, orange oils, all that kind of stuff. So.
speaking of organic, we're a little bit away from machinery and cleaning the air. You also belong to an organic type of organization, being the Boy Scouts. You are a main.
Well, let's get a clarification here. Is it still the Boy Scouts or just the Scouts?
Well, right now it's still Boy Scouts, yeah.
right now
They
it's
haven't
still Boy
changed it to
Scouts,
Boy
right? Because they came out with the whole new campaign that they're going to Scouts and things like
Yeah,
that.
well,
But-
that's a story in itself.
yeah, and you and I have had these conversations because I'm
you're involved too, right?
I'm involved in the Air Force Auxiliary, and
You
he's
don't have
involved.
any Boy Scout thing, right?
No,
Okay,
no,
yet.
I'm not involved in the Boy
No, I've
Scouts. But
been,
Steve and I have had that. And
I've been
Steve's very involved.
Scoutmaster for 9 years of our troop, and it's a good program for the boys. It teaches them responsibility,
And the girls.
and girls too, yes. And I'm going to plug on June 10th, we're having a pancake
give it.
breakfast at the West Sayville Fire Department from 8 to 12. And I'll tell you, we have great raffle prizes, and we're also giving money to the veterans too. We're going to split the proceeds
Fantastic.
with the American Legion of Bohemia.
You know what I can do for you too? I can give as a raffle prize. I can give some tickets to
That's
a
wonderful.
concert.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's great.
That would be great. I'm
And-
more than happy to do that.
And we're going to, and speaking of, I'm also on the board of directors at the Ronkonkoma Chamber of Commerce. And next weekend, May 27th, we're going to have a Memorial Day street fair. And the proceeds from that will go to local veterans groups, where she rewrote checks for 6 different groups. So.
Right.
Wow.
And I told you I wanted to come down to that, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to make it.
Yeah, well, Memorial Day is a busy weekend.
It-
Oh,
it's
listen to what
crazy
he's
day.
doing.
Yeah, I was telling you before the show, right?
This is, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this.
All right. As you know, I'm in the Air Force Auxiliary, Civil Air Patrol, and we actually do, we work the flight line for the Blue Angels.
Oh, wow, okay.
Down at Farmingdale Airport. So, I get
That's
up
great.
close
For
and
those who
personal.
don't know,
Okay.
by chance, if there's anybody that don't know what the Blue Angels are.
Okay, the Blue Angels are the demonstration team for the United States Navy. Okay, probably one of the most famous demonstration teams in the world. They fly F-18 aircraft, really cool stuff. If you've
Pinpoint.
never seen them fly, you got to go see them fly. It is a mind-blowing thing. So what they do is they'll come in on Thursday.
Yeah.
They'll go out Friday, they'll do a practice. Saturday and Sunday they do their show. So we work the flight line. We maintain, the perimeter, make sure nobody crosses the perimeter, things like that.
Do you
So-
do that from the air?
No, we do that from the ground. So we stay down there. We get to hang out with the Blue Angels. So
That's
we-
great. So
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, we get to hang out with those guys, and
You
we
ever,
get.
do they take you for a ride by chance?
No,
Did you ever go in one of those?
I have not gotten up in one of those
How do
yet.
you not do
I
that?
try every year,
Pay
but
somebody. You know, do
it
something.
doesn't work out like
Doesn't
that. No. You got to
Get
have
them
a
on
lot,
the show.
You got to
Tell
have a
them
lot
put
of.
them on the show.
You got to have a
Maybe
lot of
they'll wanna
political
do that.
crap. They may.
That would be pretty. We'll have the Blue Angels on here. Would be great.
But yeah, I encourage everybody to go down to the Jones Beach show every year. I mean, every year it's either the Blue Angels or the Thunderbirds. The Thunderbirds are the Air Force's demonstration team, but we don't work the flight line for them because
the
they
Blue
actually.
Angels are Navy?
The Blue Angels are Navy.
Navy.
Yeah.
Then go there Saturday, and then come to the street fair on Sunday.
There you go.
Ronkonkoma Chamber. Really, it's a
I'm going to
great.
be in Saratoga.
You're going to Saratoga.
I got a wedding.
Oh, well.
Maybe the Blue Angels will fly you to Saratoga.
Saratoga, there you go.
Possibility.
Well,
No.
here's the thing. One of their things that they do on this weekend, which I found out because I'm in the meetings, that we're putting this thing together. On Friday, they're going to leave here at 9 o'clock in the morning. They're going to fly down to Annapolis to do a flyover at the graduation at the Naval Academy and come back. They're
That'll
going to be
take
back.
them a whole 5 minutes.
They're going to be back here at 10:30.
Easy.
And I'm like, wow.
You know, when you're
They're
up
gonna
there
fly all
in
the way
one of
down to
those
Annapolis.
jets, you know,
Yeah.
when you're
Well,
going-
they're flying 500-600 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Right.
They get down there, they slow down, do the flyover, and come back.
A little different than a motorcycle.
Just a little. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of good stuff. And you and I have talked about that with Civil Air Patrol. We work with cadets, same age as the Boy Scouts.
If you could be a mentor to somebody, I think that's important. You show somebody the right path in life.
The two of you are.
Yeah,
You're
well,
a mentor in the Boy Scouts. He's a mentor.
I enjoy it. I'll tell you.
In the Civil Air Patrol has the teenagers and the
Yeah.
kids that are
Yeah,
all
we have a great
involved.
time.
Last year we had 4 Eagle Scouts come out of the troop, which was
Oh,
tremendous.
that's fantastic. That's great.
This year my son was going to be working on his Eagle project, my son Jason, and we have Brandon. 2 of them will be working on
That's
it.
great.
It's really good. I enjoy it. I have just as much fun as the
Well,
kids.
it seems like, Steve, a lot of the things that you do is about giving back, right?
I
And
try.
It's about trying to improve other people's lives, which is a great way to be. And I think if we stop, unfortunately, our society tends to focus on the money, right, piece of it. And if you stop focusing on the money piece of it and focus more on making a difference, I think a lot of people will be a lot better off.
Well, you know what? I was at a point where we still were struggling with what money, but you plug away and you keep going, and
The
hopefully
man will
things-
take care of you.
Hopefully good things happen. So,
Yeah,
hopefully on the ledger of life, I'm on the plus side.
that's it.
Not
Well,
on the
you're
minus.
definitely going upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a little downstairs.
I'm
but
on the no, I'm on the borderline. I was told that if you screw up one more time, it's it. So I mean, it's it in every which way, and I'm taking a dip. I'm not going that way. They're going to leave me just like this.
But it's good to help people. And obviously, you see the benefit with your cadets, and I see the benefit you're making a young man's life. It's a lot of fun, too. I really
Well, I've
enjoy
been
it.
to a meeting. You're also in the chamber.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, you're having the 27th fair. You're having another fair in July. Is that correct?
Labor Day.
Labor Day. We're doing a concert to help the chamber so you can make what? Donations
Yeah.
to other charities. So you're involved in doing so many different things. And
Well, hopefully, Norman, yes, we will be doing our concert with you in February.
Yep.
We're just going to get the date down, and I think it'll be the best fundraiser we've ever done.
Oh, I'll make sure of it.
It will be. I
Well,
know.
Steve,
make
thank
sure
you.
of it.
Thank you for all you do with
No,
the Boy
that's fine.
Scouts.
You
and-
too. It's
well, the Scouts. I should say the Scouts.
yeah, the Scouts.
The Scouts and in the chamber and in the veterans and everything else.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to see people giving back.
It's always, I think our veterans, they don't get what they deserve.
No.
They don't get
I
the
agree
recognition,
with you
and
110%
it's
on
kind
that.
of sad in a way. So
It's a big
it
time
really
sad.
is. I have a huge, I was never a veteran, but I respect anybody who was a veteran. My father was in Korea. He's gone now, but I still have his flag on top of my bureau. They draped over his coffin. So, let's remember those who gave for us.
Exactly.
Was your dad in the service?
No, my dad was not in the service.
My dad, he didn't see action, but he was in the service.
My
too.
dad had a heart murmur, so he had a medical thing where he couldn't go in.
It's funny, we visit the Arbors Assisted Living in Bohemia every so often, and we talk to some of the World War II veterans. There's not many left, but the stories they tell are incredible. They really
Yeah.
are.
I was in Hawaii, I guess it was about 6, 7 years ago. And we went to the ship. Everyone calls it the ship when
Right.
you're down there.
The Arizona.
Arizona. And I met a gentleman in a wheelchair that was on the Arizona
That day.
that day. And he lives, obviously, in Hawaii. The line to shake this guy's hand, and there was a gentleman next to him who wrote a book
Right.
about him and some of the other people that survived, recently passed on, but survived, and this guy was selling books left and right, and this gentleman was signing his name and his
yeah.
autograph. It was just great. I mean, he was like a celebrity. He was
Yeah.
a celebrity that day.
Well, and that's the
great.
thing, right? We don't give our, like you said, our veterans that respect that they deserve. And there are thousands. I mean, look, when you were younger, they had the draft, right?
Oh, yes.
I missed the draft. The draft wasn't around.
I was in the
when
lottery.
I became 18.
I missed it too.
Yeah, so you missed the draft too, Steve. So, there was a time where everybody got called,
Yeah.
and everybody had to serve. Like I said, my dad had a heart murmur, so he was medically excused. But he had 7 brothers, and all but one other one served. So 5 of his 7 brothers actually were in the service. So
They see action,
2 of them did.
and they all came back fine.
They all came back fine.
Yeah,
They all
that's,
came back
yeah,
fine.
that's what you can
So,
wish for.
and I got an uncle that was a Marine during World War II, and the stories he has is, he actually wrote a book. So, are just incredible. For an 18-year-old kid to see the stuff that he saw, you sit there and go, wow. So, and it goes back, and even our servicemen today that are over in the Middle East serving, they're seeing some horrific things.
Sure.
And, we got to say thank you to every one of them for doing what they do for us.
Oh, absolutely.
Every day,
Every day.
not just on holidays.
No,
Every day.
yeah,
Right.
thank you. I try to thank them. I go down to the Legion a lot, in Bohemia, and, thank the veterans when they're there. Guys in the National Guard, all of them.
Yeah.
I don't see servicemen all that often in uniform, so you don't know who is or who isn't, whatever. But when I do, and if I'm in a coffee store or whatever, I do the same thing with policemen.
Right.
And it's really funny because every time I offer an officer a cup of coffee, they say, they take care of us here.
Yeah.
So now I just do it like that. Can I get you anything else?
Right, yeah, exactly.
No, they take care of us here, which is good. And they should be taken care of. They put their life on the line every day.
So what else do you got going on, Steve? We talked about the Boy Scouts. You talked about...
I'm wearing 4 hats.
You're wearing 4 hats. I know.
Doing 2
I know.
fundraisers, one with the Boy Scouts, one with the Chamber.
Right.
Yeah, he's pretty much booked. What do you got going on?
Well, I got all kinds of things going on.
Tomorrow we're going to be
Tomorrow's
together
a big
all
day
too.
for us,
We
right?
can invite everybody out there. For those of you that are in New York or in Long Island, there's a huge trade show that's going on at the Hilton
Oh,
Hotel
it's Boom Networking,
at the
yes.
Boom Network, and
I'll
we
be
all
there.
belong.
I was trying to get Steve to
I'm
pull that
sorry.
one
Yeah,
out
I'll
of
be
him,
in that
but-
one. Yeah.
I'll help him out a
I'll be
little
with
bit.
the Chamber.
But we all belong to the Boom Business Network. It's a great networking organization, and those of you that are looking for a place to grow your business and such, you should come down and give it a shot tomorrow. There's going to be about 125 vendors. Darren's going to be at his table, which is table number 89. I'm going to be at my Friend Entertainment.
I'm
Oh, you're
88.
Oh, you're
and
88. I'm 89. Anyway, we'll be next to each other. If you don't want to say hello, you can come over to the table and just take some
Right,
chocolate,
and I'll tell you,
and then disappear.
The first year out of the gate was last year, and it was tremendous. Thousands of people were at this
Yeah,
event.
there was
This year it can only
2,500 people
be-
walking.
It could only
So
be
that
better
was-
this year.
Yeah,
It
so
will be.
We're
so.
looking forward to it.
Right, so it's going to be at the Huntington Hilton tomorrow from 3 to 8 p.m., all right?
Really crazy time, but it's going to be different.
It's going to be different,
It's
right?
Instead of the early mornings, this way you're a salesperson and you're out on the road and
Right.
you're on your way home or whatever. You stop by, you come in, mention that Darren and Norman sent you, and if they even give you a hard time about coming in, we'll vouch for you. You come on in, say hello, and maybe you can do some business for
Well,
yourself.
here's the other thing, too, is we're going to have some speakers, right?
You're one of those speakers.
Well, I'm going to be on a panel to talk about hiring practices and, how to onboard people and, the do's and don'ts of doing that. And I got some pretty cool people that I'm going to be on the speaker panel with. So
and the speaker panel, let's say that the monies that people they raise go to charity.
yeah, all go to
They all go to
charities.
charity.
We got multiple charities. I think there's going to be like 6 or 8 speaker rooms. With
8 of them.
And as many
multiple
charities.
topics. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a great event. So if anybody can go down, yeah, please do. I'll be
And
there.
we're going to have our the Power Hour table there as well. That's why we're together. Darren and I are together. So if you're interested in coming on the show and being involved, we'll be there. We'll talk to you. We'll tell you everything that's done, and we'll see you tomorrow. We got anything else? Anything else going on?
We got that going on.
Got a
But
show June 1st. I have our Neil Diamond tribute show, and then we're going out of town. I did find out that we are going to Atlantic City.
You are. You
mentioned
got
that,
the
we got a
showboat.
date in AC. We're bringing down, from what I understand, Sal Villanetti. who is the America's Got Talent finalist.
Wow.
Known as The Voice and also known as the pizza delivery boy
Oh,
from
yeah,
the
sure.
page.
Okay.
Who's now getting a hell of a lot of money for each performance that he's doing. And we're going to be at the Showboat, which is right next, there's some, right in the middle of the major hotels. The Showboat doesn't have gambling, but they got some beautiful rooms and they do an awful lot of, is that minutes or seconds? 5 minutes? Okay. They have some beautiful rooms at discounted prices. They're right in the middle of Atlantic City, so you come down, and we're also right by the Hard Rock. The Hard Rock got some killer entertainment. They tried to get Sal. We beat them. We beat them out.
Fantastic.
So I'm happy about that. They did put in an offer for him. So we got that going on, and we got Tommy James and the Shondells coming up soon. We got some nice shows coming.
Excellent.
So we got some good stuff. So that's it. So that's great.
Well, you know, one of the things that we've been working on, I mentioned it last week, and I'm going to mention it again this week, is, you know, from a technology side and, you know, all of this social media and all this other stuff that you and I can't get a grasp on.
Yeah, and nor do we want to.
And nor do we want to. We're working with some great people on that. As a matter of fact, our guest next week, Scott Schneider,
He's my IT guy.
right.
He's your IT guy too?
No, he's not.
But he will be.
Well,
Say yes.
I can't say yes because my other clients are watching.
Oh, I
that
got
are
it.
my
I
IT
will say
people,
maybe.
so. Applied Computer Technologies, right? He's coming on, and but we're going to talk about, you know, on Facebook. Everybody does Facebook. We have the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. All right, look for us on Facebook just by putting in the Business Power Hour.
And our new website will be going up, and when's it, this week?
I'm hoping it's this
We're
week.
going to find
yeah.
out, I think, by Friday.
Yeah, we'll know by
when
Friday.
it's go up. So
Okay. On Twitter, @BusinessPowerHR is our Twitter handle, so follow us on Twitter. And Instagram, BUS7344. That's our Instagram account. You know, and as we continue to roll these things out, we'll keep you up to date.
And don't forget, there are a lot of other shows on Area 22 Productions. So don't be bashful. Tune in, watch the other shows as well. Give us support, because the bigger we grow, the better off our shows are going to be. And we thank everybody for listening to us this week. Area22productions.com. Check into it. Reach out to Friend Entertainment USA. And Darren, yours?
CBMS Consulting. That's my company.
That's
all right,
it.
and it's cbms.co.
And Steve, I'm sorry,
No
Steve, your phone number. We
Okay,
forgot to give that out.
My phone number is 631-946-4352.
Again.
631-946-4352. If anybody has questions, or
And what about your website?
and website would be envirohealthsystems.com.
Enviro.
Enviro, ENVIRO, healthsystems.com.
Great
All
show.
right,
We did it
fantastic.
again. Fooled everybody.
We
Fool
got
them again.
everybody.
Fooled
Done
everybody.
good.
We did it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So did you have fun, Steve?
Yeah.
All right.
That's good. It's my second time.
Okay, 4 more months, we'll be back
I'll
again.
be back again.
That's
Great. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
It's
Thanks
flu
for
season.
tuning
I'll
in
be back.
tonight. God bless. Have a great week. Stay safe.
All
Bye-bye
right,
now.
have a great weekend.
Today's show is brought to you by Friend Entertainment USA, producing the best concerts for charities and corporations for over 30 years. And CBMS Consulting Services, control your business before it controls you. In association with Area 22 Productions, your multimedia streaming network. If you're interested in being a guest on our show, visit our website at www.bphdmm.com for more information.